So you're in a relationship and you're starting to feel that things are not working out, that maybe you're not compatible with each other. Surely you're starting to hear here and there that loving each other does not mean that you are well fit together, that you can be together long term and work as a couple. I'm here to tell you that any relationship can work out. It does not depend on love. It depends on the will of both of you to make it work out. Now, why are you feeling this? Why are you feeling that it's not working out? Something very common is that we start getting angry about small things, things that in the beginning didn't matter so much, but they start to matter little by little, because time starts going by and these things start accumulating. At first, it didn't matter if she said certain thing in certain situation, but as she repeats that and repeats it and repeats it, it starts getting really annoying, and you're starting to think that you are not compatible, that this thing that many people say, that maybe you are not meant for each other, you are not made for each other, is true. In my opinion, no one is made for each other. Maybe there are some exceptions where a couple fits like it's magic. But in general, for me, it's not the case. You have to look for someone that is more or less compatible with you. But you don't need more than that. It is very, very hard to find someone that is completely compatible, with whom you will not have any trouble, any problems having a long-term relationship, maybe living together. So why are all these people saying this? Why is it some kind of a common belief that maybe some couples are not made for each other and cannot work long term even if they love each other? This is because most people are not willing to make the effort of making it work. To make a relationship work, you need to put on the work, both of you, not just one of you. If you both are willing to speak to each other, communicate, and do the hard work, make the effort necessary, your relationship will work in the end. So, what to do? Let's talk about the example I was giving before. Maybe you are annoyed because of all these little things that in the beginning didn't matter. Maybe she is feeling the same about some of the things that you do. First of all, we have to understand the differences between men and women. There are things that are an expression of love for one of you, and the same thing can be an insult for the other one. Let's say you as a man are going out in a cold winter day. Before you leave, she asks you, "Do you have your scarf with you?" For her, this is expressing love and care. She is worried about you not being cold, so she says that, expressing that she cares about you. For us men, this is an insult. This is saying you are so incapable of anything that you can't even think of using your scarf when it's cold outside. There are some things to the other side that are very different. For example, if your girlfriend comes home and tells you she had a terrible day, we as men many times tend to leave her alone, because when we have a terrible day, we want to be alone for a while. We want to get ourselves together. We want to think about possible solutions. And if there are no solutions, we want to have our alone time with ourselves to go through the pain that we lived and then let it go. Maybe some activities on our own will help us with this. Sometimes that will be the case, sometimes we will not want to do anything. On the other hand, for a woman, if she's had a terrible day, she will want to communicate this, she will want to express it. That's her way to get it out from her system, from inside her. And the ideal person to listen to her is her significant other, of course. It's the one closer to her and to her heart. She wants to express what a terrible day she had to you, so she can get it out of her. When we as men start talking about our terrible day, we tend to live it all over again, and it's very negative. We generally don't like to talk about something negative that happened to us because we already went through it. We don't want to go through it again by talking about it, and we will not solve anything by talking about it. There are some exceptions where we can get some relief talking about it, but most of the time that is not the case. For women, that is always the case. She will need to talk about it. If she doesn't talk about it, it will be burning inside of her until she talks about it and gets it out. She needs this. This is how she works. It's nature, it's women's nature. It's not something that is right or is wrong. It's just the way they work. And on the other hand, wanting to be alone and not speaking about our problems is just how we are. It's not good, it's not bad, it's not better than women, it's not worse than women. It's just different, and each one of us has to accept our own nature and act according to our own nature, because that is what will help us the most in these situations. So when she speaks to you about her having a terrible day, what she wants from you is to listen to her. She would listen to someone she cared about if that other person had a terrible day. She wants you to listen, and you being her significant other, she most likely will want a hug afterwards. She wants you to get near her, to give her some emotional support, and the hug goes a long, very, very long way. So you can start changing these things. For example, first of all, sit down and speak about this together. Tell her about these differences. She most likely doesn't know. Very little women know about this, and not many men. Now you know it and can experiment with this. See if it works for you. I'm sure it will. Talk about this. Start understanding each other's differences. Ask her to confirm what I'm saying to you. And she, as she is hearing you, will confirm that this is true for you, on your side, on the men's side of things. So when you understand each other in these kind of situations, now you can, on one side, be more tolerant about what the other is doing, because now you know that it comes from caring and from love. And on the other side, you can prevent doing things that will annoy her because it doesn't make sense for her as a woman. She, of course, has to do her part, and she can tolerate more of your things and start preventing doing some of the women things towards you. So, on top of her stopping asking you about your scarf, now you can start asking her about her scarf, and she will be very happy about it. She will feel that you really care for her, and you do care for her. It is just that now you have learned a new way to express that to her. On the other hand, now, additional to start listening to her when she has had a terrible day, she can start not asking you about your terrible day if you had one. Now she can understand that you need some time alone and that you will recover and you will be okay. Put this to the test and you'll see that it works. If you found this video useful, like and subscribe. Till next time.